So this conditioning that creates the stories are really based on lack, right? So we're starting from a place of unmet expectations. Those unmet expectations then tell us that there's some kind of lack going on. There's either lack in me that produced those unmet expectations, there's lack in you, there's lack in the world. So it all has the sense of there's something missing and something's wrong. So then it becomes a fear-based activity. So our egos grab onto these stories and their underlying thoughts of lack and fear, and then that's what then drives our continuing thoughts and our continuing behaviors to, again, reinforce and validate what we think our stories are, which is our conditioning. And then we create habitual patterns. And those habitual patterns are based on our stories. And these are really essentially mirroring the pain that we experienced that then produced all of these stories and all of these thoughts and all of these emotions. And you get into this vicious cycle. So you end up really feeling like you're a human on a hamster wheel, because the way that our egos have created this this cycle of struggle based on lack and fear. And as a result of this, it creates these polarizations, which are good, bad, right, wrong, us and them. And because it has this view of fear and lack, it believes that there are limited resources out into the world. There's limited love, there's limited affection, there's limited things, there's limited power, there's limited money, there's all this lack, there's all this limitation that we must now then compete for. And so we have this sense of competition and separation that must be us and them, so that you have this this sense of separation. And it keeps us focused on our future. Like we're stressed about the future. We continue to replay the monkey mind going in our heads about what did happen, what could have happened, what should have happened. And I call it the if only trifecta, or the if only trio, the woulda, shoulda, couldas. And that keeps us, again, in this cycle of struggle and this cycle of sickness, really, thinking about what could have happened, what should have happened, what will happen, what can I do differently, what did I do wrong, what did they do wrong, all of these things. And instead of us concentrating and focusing on the present in a much more productive and constructive concept. Because then what actually happens is we have developed, from these uncomfortable moments in our lives, all of these uncomfortable feelings of blame and judgment and anger and all of this, and we don't like those because they don't feel very good when we are just thinking that we're bad, or something else is bad, or life is bad, or something went wrong. And so we try to shove it away. And this is where it gets to become the shadow, because we try to suppress it. We try to close it off. We shove it under that unwelcome mat, and we don't want to deal with it. We don't want to address it because it feels uncomfortable. And so, as you know, if you can envision the long balloon, right? You squeeze one side, and what happens to this side over here? It goes boop. And so when we try to deal with something with avoidance and suppression, well, it doesn't go away. It instead just gets bigger and bigger. And so what happens is we create this shadow that runs our lives and is the lens and the cloud through which we view everything.